I'm going to be showing you how to create an order. You're going to go to WMS, Order Management, Shipment Order. Now, as with most screens, you start with the search screen. If you need to search out orders, you could set in criteria for your search, or just hit search and it'll populate all. Now you have two options for entering an order. You can come down to the bottom here and you can download the Excel template and then fill it out and upload that template. The other option is to come up here, select New. The shipment order number is not a required field. It will auto-populate. That will be Agile's reference number. This is where you will enter your reference number to the order. You will need to enter a shipment order type. You can see the default is Rush. We'll want to change that to customer order. Rush would be for a circumstance of the order needs to be done within 2 hours or shipped the same day. Sales order would be a retail order or retail containing more than 50 units. Customer order would be your standard order. So we're going to come in and we're going to add the customer here. Now, if the customer already exists, you could search the customer here. The best option is to double click on the customer tab, enter the customer name. You'll need to enter the country. You can just select U. For state, you can select U. For the city, it's best to hit this little plus button. You can then type in the city. Zip code for phone number, and you can see I'll just let the rest auto-populate. You will want to select the carrier address type, residential or commercial. If it's international, that would be ideal. If not, we will pick that up. So residential. Now keep in mind that the address verification occurs when the order flows into us, at which point that does automatically select residential, commercial, international, and such. So you will not need to select on incoming orders that are created through WooCommerce or Shopify or any of the other channels. So we're then going to select OK. You can see it's created a customer. It shows the address. We're going to select the order date and the entry date. Planned ship date would be used if you're going to ship at a forward date. So let's say you don't want to ship to the 27th. You would enter that date here. So I'm going to clear that. Now we can save. If there's any details missing that are required fields, it will make them a requirement to enter and it will highlight them. You can see that shipment order number was auto-populated. I didn't enter a customer order number. So let's say I would like to add one. You can come up and select Edit. And let's enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's now saved. Now if there are any documents you'd like to add in reference to this or a different packing slip, you can add those up here. Upload document. You can see we'll select this document added in. That document can then be retrieved through this Documents Download tab. Agile Creating Order Template, blah, blah, blah. And we can download or delete that document. Now we've saved this order. We're going to add the contents of this order next. Left hand side you'll find shipment order detail. You can see there are currently no items listed. Let's go ahead and bring this in a little bit. It doesn't need to be like that. So we're going to come up to our new tab up here. We're going to select new. We're going to add the item. Now you can search in this field by name, description, SKU, UPC. So as an example, let's say 125 and search. You can see that the UPC contains 125 in it and the SKU does not. You can also see that 125 is in the description of the secondary item, which is just packing. So you could type in blue, for instance. We could do these Tahoe blue. It's going to auto-populate the packing type and we're going to enter the quantity. Let's say that we're ordering 100. You can see down at the bottom it tells us the available item quantity, -2, and we'll hit save. Now if your URL is set up with our website, which would be through a connection with Shopify, WooCommerce and such, your image will show here and that will be updated as you update that image associated with the item code. You can also see here the status of where we're at with this. So right now, allocated, there's 0 allocated for this order. There's 0 picked, 0 quantity packed, and 0 shipped so far. So this is kind of a status bar within the order that you can use as a reference if needed. So we're going to go back and look at our lines now. You can hit search, and you'll see that that takes us back all the way back to here. So we don't want to use that search field. What we want to use, as opposed to that, is you'll use this display criteria. This display criteria will take you back and forth between the contents and the items themselves. So let's go to records. That'll show our records. And then if I hit display criteria, it'll show what's against that. So we're going to go ahead and add an additional item. We're going to come in here and let's say green. Now with this circumstance, you can see it's the only SKU within this client that has the word green in it, so it automatically selects it. Let's go ahead and ship 10 of these. You can see available quantity is 0, and let's hit save. So we're saving per circumstance on the items themselves and on the shipment order. So now let's say we need to make an adjustment to this. We need to delete this item. So you can go in, select the item you'd like to delete, and hit delete. You can also go into the item if it's changed out for something else and hit edit. Deselect the item you're on and then search for the new item. So let's go green and it populates. Then you'll hit save. Within this order detail, you'll also see a timeline which shows at what time all of the events occurred. So allocation, picking, sorting. So if there is an issue, we know what point that order had a breakdown, and in another field we can actually see who had created that breakdown. So this order is now created, and now that it's saved with items on it, it's in the entered status. Next time we run a batch of orders, this will be changed to approve at what point inventory is allocated to it, and then it will get batched and picked with a picking batch. There's some additional tools up here at the top you may or may not find use to. You can copy this order, so if there's a misshipment, or let's say the shipment has tracking but has no movement, you can create this order or recreate this order by selecting this. It'll create a duplicate order with the same content, same items. If you do need to change, you can then pull that order up and make adjustments to it. You can delete the order or cancel the contents of the order. You can create a PO from the order. So if you're doing a large retail order that you want to create a PO against, you can select this and it will create a purchase order against that sales order. You can also ship the order. Let's say it's a will call, or let's say that we want to close it out, we can ship it. This is where you upload and download your documents. You can also reprint your shipping labels. You can see this has not shipped. You don't see a tracking, and you will also see the carrier rate here as well once it ships. So this is everything for creating an order. Please let me know if you have any additional questions.